however, use their feet. On the end of his toes are claws called talons. Those are his weapons. He will use those feet to grab on and hold. To get a good look? It's an interactive program. He will use those feet to grab on and hold on to. Just a suggestion. As the bird flies overhead, you might not want to look up and say, whoa. Your mouth open. Yeah. He's trained. He's not housebroken. I think I'm kidding. Just Again, they'll use their feet to grab onto very large animals. And even though this bird only weighs about 1.5 pounds, he's quite capable of catching something as large as an 8 or 9 pound jackrabbit for dinner. That's impressive considering his size. However, if he were to catch something that large, it'd be rather too heavy to fly away with, and he certainly couldn't swallow it whole. So he has to be able to rip and tear his food into bite-sized pieces. You may be able to see his beak, sort of hooked and curved downwards. You might even say designed for ripping and tearing. That beak will allow him to eat very quickly so other animals don't have a chance to steal his food from him. His most impressive trait, though, is probably his eyesight. For this bird can see at least 4 to 8 times better than you and I can. That means that he could spot that prey from about a mile. Are you all right, sweetheart? Jordan, will you help this young lady here? Come on back up here, Ray. Right here, buddy. Ray, right back up here. It's a highly trained bird right there. Right here, Ray. Ray, back to stage. There we are. His eyesight is very impressive, and he can see much better than you and I can, allowing him to spot prey from about a mile away, even tell what color it was, because raptors do see in color. In fact, we believe a wider range of color than you and I see in, possibly even infrared and ultraviolet lights as well. All these traits allow them to do one thing incredibly well, that is hunt. And in the wild, they may hunt for prey as large as jackrabbits to creatures as small as mice and lizards. Being from the desert is not uncommon for them to catch rattlesnakes. That is impressive prey for them. They only make a mistake once. And because they are so very good at hunting, falconers for more than 5,000 years have employed the services of raptors, such as hawks, falcons, even eagles, to do that job. You must remember that this started long before the invention of items like the rifle. It's not only an efficient means of catching game, but a very sporting one as well. And the most incredible part is that very little has changed in the art or sport of falconry in a 5,000-year time period. We still use the same training techniques of positive reinforcement, or the act of giving the bird a food reward every time it's a behavior we desire. We also use the very same equipment, such as the leather glove upon my hand, right back here, Ray, that protects me from his powerful feet, sharp talons. You might also notice the leather straps upon his ankles. They're known as jesses. They work like a leash and collar on a dog, allows us to gain control of our bird should we need to. So let me ask you, what do you say for Ray? Has he done well? This is only about the 4th weekend Ray has ever flown in front of an audience, and he's doing a great job. But now comes the trickiest part, seeing if we can get him to fly all the way back home. All right, Ray. You ready, buddy? All right, Ray. Go home! This is your big exit. Ray! Ray. You ate that piece, buddy. Go home! Look! All the way to the door, Ray! Really? Oh, that direction. Over to John. Wait for it. Here he goes. There he is. Give him a hand. Good job. First two. The hawk and the kookaburra are day-active type of predators. We refer to those birds as being diurnal. There are a set of raptors, though, that are famous for coming out at night. We refer to those birds as being nocturnal. So, who comes out at night? Who?
Owls and bats.
That's right, that was for my own entertainment, thank you. But you're right, I have an owl to share with everyone. This is one of the largest species of owls on the planet. It is known as a Eurasian eagle owl, and we call him Romeo. All right, buddy, you ready? Come on out here. Right up here, Romeo. Right. Romeo, there really is an owl in there. What did he do? Jump to the ground there, John? Right here, Romeo. There he is, right up here. Give him a hand, will you? Owls have traits that make them very different from the day-active predators that let them hunt so well at night. You might have already noticed he has gigantic orange eyes. His eyes are about the same size as yours and mine, yet he can dilate them much more than we can dilate ours, allowing him to see as much as 100 times better than we can at night. We've seen owls like this, hunting for prey as small as a mouse from a football field away, using only starlight to see by. However, if he can't see his prey, he can still find it with almost 100% accuracy. That's with this incredible hearing. You might notice that dark outline around the edge of his face. It's known as a facial disc. It's made of sound-sensitive feathers that funnel sound in huge ear openings on the side of his head. His hearing is so powerful that he can hear something the size of that mouse and catch it without ever seeing it. Every time a bird flies over the audience, it looks like the audience does the inverse wave. I should have warned you, with the owl, if you duck, he'll only fly lower. They do have another trait. That's the ability to sneak up on their prey. So listen as he flies by, especially when he flaps his wings. And ignore that silly voice. See what you hear. Go ahead, Romeo. To the back. Fly to the back, buddy. There we are. So as he flaps his wings, what did you hear? Nothing, that's right. Owls are capable of almost perfectly silent flight. That's because the edge of his feathers are very soft. So when he flaps his wings, there are no loud flapping noises, or when feathers rub together, you don't hear any rubbing or friction sounds. Have you ever heard things like pigeons or doves take off? All that noise is from their feathers rubbing together, and they couldn't sneak up on much. But the ability to fly quietly allows an owl to sneak up on a wide variety of prey, including animals that hear as well as they do, maybe mice and rats. However, the audience is already trained. I love the sound effects too, thank you. But also, that ability to sneak up on prey lets him catch a wide variety of animals like mice and rats. But believe it or not, eagle owls catch exceptionally large prey, the size of fox, or believe it or not, deer. There's a type of deer in Europe known as a roe deer. Roe deer weighs about 40 pounds. They usually stand about 2 feet tall. If that's not impressive enough on its own, might impress you further to know that this owl only weighs around 4 pounds. You have to remember hollow bones and feathers, so he looks much larger than he actually weighs. You fly over to John one more time? Saki says nah to anyone else. You fly to John? There he goes. Oh, we're cutting it close today, aren't we? But one other thing, you might be able to take a look at his color. You see how he looks like a bunch of dead leaves or perhaps the bark of a tree? Camouflage is important for an eagle owl because they are what we refer to as being crepuscular. It's a fancy way of saying they don't only come out at night, but they come out during the day as well. And the camouflage lets them hide from their potential prey or even other competing predators. All right, Romeo, why don't you come to stage one more time? You got food stuck on your beak? Is that the problem? Right back down here, Romeo. Really? Did you get it down yet? Right here, buddy. Take your time, 30-minute demonstration. Stuck on the top of his beak. Really? How about back to stage? Right over here, buddy. Anytime now. Did you get it? Now he's looking for another one. Hey, look, there's one right here. Look, Romeo. Right here, buddy. Right here on stage. How about, would you do it for 2 Mises pieces? Look, 2 Mises pieces right there. There we go. So what do you say for Romeo? Isn't he impressive? He's done well. Now, to be fair to the owl, we added 2 new perches, and so his routine is different than it has been for several weeks, so he's a little slower about responding. But the door is the same. Let's see if we can get him to go home. So, Romeo, go home! Why am I not surprised? Look at all that! Look at all those treats for you! John's got a turkey leg. Give him another hand. He flew well.